What's up, everyone? This is your host, Sean Johnson, creator of Benchminer Hockey, and welcome to episode number 41 of the Benchminer Podcast. This is the hockey podcast that covers all things single A and now senior A hockey. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Back, as always, Mr. Derek Overton.
Oh, yeah. Hello, fans. I missed you.
Yeah, we missed you too, Derek. And our first UHL guest, Miss Lauren Heeren. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm very excited.
Of course. You and I have been in touch for a while now. We've been looking forward to this episode. It's been in the works for a bit now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first podcast that the UHL will actually be on, so that was pretty exciting.
Nailed
You
it.
guys are getting the exclusive, and I'm probably the most talkative in the league, so I'll be sure to tell you guys everything.
Awesome.
That's what we like to hear. We like to talk. We like to mix and mingle a little bit, don't we, Derek?
Oh, absolutely. That's what we're known for around here.
So most of our followers may not know exactly who you are. So I'm going to give you a minute. The floor is yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, so my name's Lauren Heeren. I work for the newly made Union Hockey League. I am the chief marketing officer, and I'm also the vice president of one of the teams, which is the Niagara Falls Buffaloes. So my background is in marketing. I went to UMass, got my bachelor's there, and was absolutely obsessed with hockey. I went to all of their games. They were very good when I was there. I know that UMass kind of has their slumps and you don't hear about them for a while, but back in 2009, 2010, UMass hockey was amazing. So you were finding me at every game. So, if you had asked me what my dream job was upon graduating, it would have been hockey marketing. And I guess I just found that unattainable. And so took, an entrepreneurial journey until about September when I joined the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Oh. I guess I had a quick question for you.
Yeah.
So originally we had Nick Russo on last year. Mind you, we love Nick Russo. He's a commissioner of the league.
Yes, he is.
He was on episode number, I think it was episode 7. What do we call it? Pucks and palm trees, because originally the UHL wasn't supposed to be the UHL. It was supposed to be something completely different. I can't tell you the name of the league because it was never official. But originally it was supposed to be a Florida-only league. What happened?
So my understanding is that Nick and the league director had this in the works the whole time. They knew they were going to work together, but it was really a geographical difference because the league director is in Michigan. He's like, well, I want a Michigan team. So it was kind of just figuring out, where do we start? Where can we find, a clump of teams? Because, we knew that we always wanted to expand, hopefully nationwide, which is about to happen. But right now they decided, okay, they're going to start in like the Northeast. And then it spans, I think, from Boston to Madison, Wisconsin, in this little town called Sun Prairie. So there's 12 teams now. Everyone's working together to get through this inaugural season. It has been a roller coaster, but we're doing it. So that's great. We have that under our belt, and then we already have tons of teams. Talking to Nick and the league director as far as joining next season and going nationwide. So there will be Southern teams. There will be more towards the Midwest. So, the Wisconsin team doesn't have to constantly be traveling 10 hours to every game because that's pretty unreasonable for them. Right. My team's the Niagara Falls Buffaloes. We are smack dab in the middle, too. So somehow we are in the East Division, even though we play a lot of our games with the West Division because we're right in the middle. But, we're just doing whatever we could this season to make it work, and it's working. So it's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I love following along. My next question is, how did you kind of find out about the UHL, and how did this opportunity arise for you?
Pretty out of the blue. I have been marketing a long time, so I've always picked up clients here or there. So I'm constantly on social media. That's what I do. And one day I just saw a post that said, there's a new hockey team forming in Niagara Falls, and we're looking for a team president. And so I clicked it and I was like, hey, I would love to learn more. I'm in social media. Like, this is what I do. I want to be a part of this. And the next day I was on the phone with the league, and they had just hired a president who was going to do ownership and sales stuff and didn't know anything about marketing. And so they were like, perfect, plunk, here you go. We'll talk to you in a few weeks when we get started. I was like, oh, that's it. That's like that's all I know. And then so now me and the president of the Buffaloes, Bill Collar, we run that together. And so I just started as the marketing director for that team. Stepped up for preseason where I'm doing the game operations while he is like he's owning the team, being the president, and now he's coaching. And so now I'm doing the marketing, but now I'm also doing game operations. Like, I was the DJ for our first preseason game. I can't
Hmm.
say I was a good DJ, but
Very common in minor hockey, so
I
have to wear
just
many hats at this level.
yes. And so now, we've got it more balanced. We're starting to get a staff. We have a lot of volunteers where, I'm not often DJing anymore. But you got to do what you got to do. Um, and you know,
Someone's got a DJ.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn as far as marketing, but like, I do a really good job on social media. So at the league
There
meeting,
you go.
I was getting recognized. Hey, look at what the Buffaloes is doing because this is working. So the other teams were reaching out to me, um, which was amazing. And the
There
league
you go.
director unfortunately had a medical issue that he was dealing with and was unable to handle everything on his plate. And I was like, I'm here. I'll help. Like, I want to be a part of this. Like, I love hockey, and you don't have any other women in league positions. So, I mean, I'll just fill that spot and kind
There
of
you
just
go.
shot my shot. And he was like, okay. And so, like, it all just kind of happened because I asked, um, which is a really cool feeling. And
Yeah.
I
You
do,
just take your shot and look. There you go. It turned out pretty good.
yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, we're happy you got the job because we love talking to you. You
Yeah.
let me know
Yeah.
all the cool stuff.
Yeah. I mean, in in the past few months, like, the league and all the teams have overcome so many hurdles. Like, you don't know what you don't know when you're starting something. Like, we all knew we were getting into a startup, but we didn't know the obstacles. And so I'm so proud of everybody for coming together and doing whatever it took to get this first season started, even though, it's a weird season. It's January to April. But next season we are going to have a normal fall start. But we did what we had to do, and that was a feat in itself.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question. I was going to ask you why the season didn't get started until January.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Well, I was just going to ask you why the season didn't start until January.
Yes, it was supposed to start in November and then December, and it was a lot of things. It was making sure that all of the U.S. hockey compliance was there. It was making sure the insurance was there. Also, the way the operation plan for the UHL works, and I think it's near foolproof. If you follow the plan they give you, it will work. That's if you follow it. And so the teams that were going out and getting the sponsors for the different things, which getting their funding, able to pay for their jerseys, pay for equipment, pay for their ice time, the teams were doing it, we're moving ahead. And some of the teams are falling behind. Some no fault of their own. They just lived in a harder area that maybe had a ton of hockey and couldn't find sponsors that weren't already working with other hockey teams. So it came
Right.
to the point where the teams that were doing really good, they knew that it was a group effort this season. That if you're doing really good, you're going to pay the league. the dues that you owe them. And it's not so us league people could get rich. It was literally so we could take that money and help the other struggling teams make it to the first game. And so, teams did kind of stagger and start in different times during January due to when they could get the ball rolling. But that was our mission, was okay, we're going to get you going as soon as we can, and everybody is going to help each other. Like if you got $10,000 in sponsorships and you paid all of your bills, I'm sorry, we really need that extra to get, team X going. And that was kind of understood.
Right.
Going forward, teams are going to be more independent, and the successful teams are going to keep being successful. But it really was a team effort, and we started in January. It was a little weird. That does mean that in March and April, I mean, there's no other hockey to watch locally, so I mean, it should help bring a lot of fans in
Right.
April to our
Absolutely.
game.
Extend that hockey season a little bit.
Yeah,
And when everyone's playoff run is done, we still got the UHL to watch. So
yeah.
y'all better be ready.
Yeah, so playoffs. We had just found out kind of when playoffs are going to be, which is May. Like last regular season games play April 27th and 28th. So it was a really weird late season.
All right, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we are back. So the league is expanding from 12 teams this year to 48 next year. Um, it's going to be East Coast to West Coast. Now, what exactly does that mean, and why is the league expanding so quickly?
So the league is expanding quickly because that's exactly what they wanted to do. And we're having success this year. We wanted to test it on a smaller basis, but, it's working. And we have so much interest from other teams reaching out, or other prospective teams that want to join. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's because our league is run a little differently than the other senior A leagues right now. What I'm seeing is that there are leagues out there that are a group of teams that came together and said, hey, we're going to play each other. And, sometimes that works. And sometimes it doesn't, because there's no governing body. So that's where the league steps in. And then you have the other types of leagues where there is one governing body that is like, okay, everybody will play this way, and your teams belong to us, and you can run them. And that works for some people, but other people is like, wow, I want more freedom to do what I want with my team. So we came in with the concept of, we have this operation plan where if you follow it, you're going to succeed. And it does not involve being wealthy. It does not involve knowing all of the top investors in the area. It is an opportunity for the average middle class person to say, I want a team, and now I can do it because I didn't have to come in with 20 grand saved up to start it up. And so we are offering people the opportunity to come in, start a team. If you follow the plan, it will work. And we have proof of it working, and we have proof of people not following it and they are struggling. And, we're helping them as much as possible. And, we're having the more successful teams, whatever successful area they are, help mentor the other teams so that everybody can grow together. And then once you are established and you've kind of shown the league, okay, I'm doing this, I'm making a profit, we're growing, we're paying you the dues where they're due, then the league is like, okay, you can have some more leeway on how you run your team. We're not trying to be a dictatorship. We're trying to be a governing body to help everybody. But we want you guys to do marketing in a different way. Like, yes, everyone sells basically the same sponsorship packets because it has, the uniformity across the league. But, if you want to do this for marketing, go ahead. If you want to have tryouts in this way, go ahead. And it allowed people to, actually, when they call themselves owners, they're owners. And I think a lot of people love that. And so it's not just people who want a team, it's actually other teams in other leagues who don't like how the current league is running are coming to us. And I'm not going to say who or
Right.
anything, that's coming, but we expanded so quickly with a lot of talent. Some of these leagues that are coming to us or teams in those other leagues that have been established for a while, they're really talented. They have a big fan base already, and they're just like, okay, put us in your schedule. And as long as, they're willing to work under our, umbrella, we're going to let them in. And so it was almost easy to expand when you have a lot of teams coming in that are already established. And then you have teams coming in who have faith that it's going to work because they just saw us do it this year.
Right. No, it's fantastic to see such a brand new league garnering that much interest. So where you have other teams from other leagues wanting to join your league, that's fantastic. You don't see that very often.
No, I was quite surprised at first, not because I don't believe in it, because I think it's a great fit. But yeah, you don't see people jumping ship too much. And it wasn't just like
Right.
one team, like it was quite a few.
Shows that you're
This
doing
question
the right way.
Yeah, I think so. And it
this
just
question is
offers a
for you,
nice.
Derek.
All right, I got a question. Real deal.
You got a question. This one's for you, buddy. The UHL is expanding to 48 teams. If you could, I won't say pick a team. If you could add a team to this league, where would you pick and what would you call it?
I don't know, man. That's a good. I mean, the options are endless. I guess.
You're going G-Men,
I'd
aren't you?
go. Why not? I don't know. I don't think I'd pick somewhere in New York. I think I want to get more creative with it. Something maybe some Baton Rouge.
That's already been done. You
I
can't pick
know.
a team. Yeah, you can't do that.
Just pick a random. I'll do.
How about
Oh,
like Dinosaur, Colorado?
now we're. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I was just off the top of the dome. I don't know. I saw a commercial about it earlier.
I saw a commercial. You got me under pressure. I don't know.
Oh, come on, Derek. You're one of the most creative
I
minds I've
know
ever
that's
seen in
what
my
I
life.
feel
You
like.
can't come up
I
with
feel
this?
like my gears are just flying right now. I'm about to start burning rubber up there.
Skeet, skeet. Okay. Well, you think about your answer,
Yeah,
and we'll
I'll
get back to the
just shout
professional
it
over here.
I'll just shout it mid podcast here when I think of it.
So, Lauren, I know we talked about the Bills a little bit. You're part of Bills Mafia, and we love Bills Mafia, by the way. Well, he's a Giants fan, and I'm a
100%.
Panthers fan, but we love Bills Mafia. Like those people are on another level.
Yep.
Yeah, they really are.
Seeing KC defeat Buffalo again has got to be kind of hard. What was it like watching them win the Super Bowl again?
Oh,
Well, it was terrible. I
it's
don't know what
horrible.
else to
It's
say. It
horrible.
was awful. Like I watched that whole game, and like I literally could care less about the Niners. And last night, you would have thought I was like the biggest Niners fan that ever existed. And so happy. And then all of a sudden, they went into overtime, and like my heart sank. Like to me, the second it went into overtime, I was like, done. Like they're gonna do it, and
Where have I seen
it
this
was.
before?
Yeah, and I was kind of excited at first, like the first quarter, maybe the first half. Kelsey had what, like one catch for 10 yards? Like,
Yep.
I mean, that was phenomenal. Like,
Taylor
I thought it was
Swift was
great. He
chugging
was going to
beers.
go screen time. I
Oh,
was like,
God bless her.
Taylor Swift's going to break up with him. He's doing so bad.
This is it.
And then, it just, I don't know. I guess in the back of my head, I was like, Mahomes is such a come from behind guy. I'm like, damn it. Him
He
and
really
his
is.
stupid faces and his tongue out is going to be in all the commercials for whatever
Yeah.
insurance company he works for like ever. Oh, it's very annoying.
He
Now, that
he
being
does this
said,
thing most of the game.
oh,
He's like this all game long. I feel like as
yeah,
soon
he
as the play
like
ends, he's
stands
just.
up and his tongue out.
I thought it was some kind of puppeteering action, or I don't know what was going
Yeah,
on.
it was a
Want to
little
be like
flamboyant
Tommy
if you
Cutler,
ask
man.
me. Like, now, it would have kind of hurt to see the Niners win only because, such a young quarterback winning a Super Bowl before Josh Allen, like that would have sucked. But I really would have just
Right.
rather watched the Puppy Bowl or something. But
I know.
eh,
I love the halftime show. I'm a sucker for some good Usher.
I do
For
love Usher.
sure.
That was my very first concert. My dad took me,
Oh,
and Kanye West opened for
there you
him.
go. Oh, wow.
Wow.
That says a lot.
Right
What was
now,
your first concert,
Kanye
Derek?
wouldn't even talk to Usher.
My first concert was Papa Roach, baby.
Opera. Okay.
Nice. Last
Mine was
resort right
Bowling for
there.
Soup. If that tells
Oh,
my age at
yeah.
all. Oh, legends. We want to know, Lauren, being a part of Bill's Mafia, have you ever jumped through any tables? I feel like that's like
Um,
a an absolute. Like you have to be a part of Bill's Mafia, don't you?
well, I haven't because it sounds painful.
Yet.
I have
Keyword
lost
yet.
some really expensive folding tables that people decided to jump through, but I guess it was my fault
I
for
get-
the party anyway. I have made a cake though, where I made a fondant broken table on top. So it
oh, there
was
you
a Bill's.
go. I would have went through that one.
I mean, yeah, maybe I would have jumped that cake, but like not a full table. That sounds painful. I've seen it
Yeah, when you
so
said
many
a
times.
folding table on a cake, now you're speaking Derek's love language.
Yeah. The thing is, I heard if the table's on fire, it's actually less painful. Kind of weakens the table so it breaks a little easier, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask Bill's Mafia, they probably light themselves on fire, light the table on fire, and
Yes.
then
Yes.
jump because why not?
Boy, they make it easy to be a Bills fan. They really do.
No, I kind of want to be a Bills fan now, man. Shoot.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you guys have to come tailgate sometime. It is like nothing you've ever experienced before. Like, it
I
is
I went to
next
one
level.
game
There
2 years ago, and they make it easy. They do. I had a Bills. I actually have a Bills. It's a buffalo going through a table. It's pretty symbolic.
and like it's all
You
here.
actually
Like
led me
people
to my
wear
very
real
next
stuff.
question. I think we're having an audio issue. Hold on. So, what is the craziest thing you have ever seen a member of Bill's Mafia do?
Oh gosh.
She was like, I got a list.
So
I got a
I'm
list.
ex- I'm excited about this.
okay. So this one it got scary. And not because of like, oh my god, someone's going to get hurt. But I was at a friend's house watching a game. And these people drink real hard. And this guy was drunk, and about 45 minutes before kickoff, he, dressed all in his Zubas, started pacing back and forth in front of the TV, just mumbling and kind of chanting. And he was in a trance, and he did not want anyone to bug him. And for 45 minutes, he was pacing in front of the TV. And the look in his eyes, it really looked like he was like possessed. And it was very odd. So as far as being in that setting, that was a crazy moment because we've been talking about it for years. Um, that one definitely, because I've never seen someone look like their soul had actually been possessed before for so long over a football game that you weren't even at. Like this was in someone's basement. Like we were all drinking beers. But as far as going to a game, there are iconic characters that everybody in Bill's Mafia know about, and there is a guy who walks around with a bowling ball, and you take shots out of the holes in the bowling ball, which is
I seen
obviously
Jason
extremely
Kelsey do that. Jason Kelsey did that
yeah.
with the Chiefs game. I seen the video of that.
Oh, and so like that guy walks around, and I unfortunately have done one of those shots, and I can only imagine that like
Oh yeah.
just thousands of people have put their face on that bowling ball before, but it's just like it's something you have to do.
Is it
There's
just like
like
a
a
mixture of
chemistry
things in
going
there, or is there some kind of
on. No, you're
specific
really
shot
supposed
or
to
drink?
know. You don't really ask questions when the bowling ball comes up. You just do it. And
Totally
it
makes
was
sense. Makes
moment,
Oh my
but
god.
I felt officially initiated at that point.
there you go. You're sworn in.
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our Bills Mafia section of that. So we
Yes.
will end on the bowling ball note as far as Bills Mafia goes.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, we'll keep
Sorry
going.
to my kids. Yes, I drank gross stuff out of the bowling ball.
Sometimes it's needed. It's needed.
I mean, just knowing now that Jason Kelsey did it, I'd probably want to do it just because he did it.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like some fans probably believe it as like a superstition thing too. I would imagine, you know.
Oh,
All
there's
right.
always
Well,
we gotta. Every guy has like one thing, like the socks or the jersey that is so stained and it's so gross. And like, I'm like, can you please wash it or bring it to the dry cleaner? I'm like, no, I have to wear it the rest of the season. I'm like, you smell. Like, can you please
You
just give it to
smell.
me?
yeah, I've never understood that type of superstition. Like, bro, you just smell like a nutsack. Like, just go wash your stuff. Like, oh man. Well, moving back on to the UHL, what are some of your personal and professional goals for the league this season?
Oh, okay. So I have two sets here because as a league representative, I want to see all 12 teams, make all their games and come out, not, I would like to see them make a profit, even if it's a little bit, and, get strong rosters. I want to see people re signing a few of the people that they're on their team now for next year. And I want to see these teams move forward into the 48 to make sure. I don't know, it would just be cool if, we're the first 12. Like, let's make sure that, we have 36 teams joining us, so we can still kind of just have that alliance because, we were the first ones. So that would be for the UHL, my main goal. As far as the Buffaloes, my goal, I want to see them win. I want to see them go. I want to see our top players in the All-Star weekend, kicking some butt. And I also want to make sure that we keep the team as this cohesive unit as it is. Like, I've never seen a team come together quite like the Buffaloes have. Like, you walk into that locker room, and yes, some of the guys have known each other for a while. You can't tell which ones have met a few months ago at tryouts to who has known each other for years. Like, this is a group and they're best friends, and it's amazing. So I want to keep fostering that for the Buffaloes. And then my personal goal, I want to stay with the Buffaloes. They're my team. I want to stay loyal to them, but I would like to move up in the league. I don't know what that looks like yet because I don't know what the league positions are going to look like. So we'll see. And then I guess my other personal goal is I really want to push to have a female team president. I don't know how I can contribute to that, but I'm going to keep pushing that. Like, and I
Yeah,
think we got one, but I can't say anything official. But I just want to see some more women here. Like,
yeah.
there's a
Set
few
the
on
trend.
marketing and stuff like that, but I want to see someone like not in the team, like either own a team or maybe join me in the league. That would be cool. It's tough being the only woman sometimes.
I can only imagine.
Well, I mean, I will say we just celebrated Women in Sports Day just a few days ago, and you got one. Well, I'm not sure of the league setup. There may be just you, maybe a couple others, but moving in the right direction when it comes to women in hockey. I'm just saying, I love it. I'm pushing for it too. I hope, I don't want to say I hope, but I have a 1-year-old daughter, and if she takes a passion in sports like I do, I hope that she is allowed opportunities in any sport that she decides to pursue, and that's if I don't know, she could be into music or maybe she'll hate sports. I don't know, but point is, I hope that trailblazers like yourself can lead the way and provide opportunities for the next generation.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, I appreciate that so much, Lee. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I tell her all the time, I want you to know that mommy has a job that, you know, a handful of years ago, a couple decades ago, that like women didn't have this job. So, like you said, I don't know if
Hmm.
she'll end up in sports, but I want her to know that you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, she's pretty
Absolutely.
gung ho on being an astronaut, so big goals.
Hey,
But I
that's
want
a
her to
hell of a
know,
goal.
yeah,
Yeah,
you want to base like you can do whatever you want. Don't let anybody tell you different. Um, if you say you like a team and a guy comes up to you and says, "Oh, you like a team? Name 10 players on it." Ugh. Just like that's the
that's the
worst.
classic.
Right? Like, just you can do whatever you want and you don't have to justify, you don't have to prove yourself. You can just go and pursue those dreams.
Absolutely.
Right. And I can't speak of specifics or anyone, but I do know that a previous guest on the Benchminer podcast, Miss Lauren Barr, was supposed to be a team president for a team in Florida. So maybe that's still an option in the future for a different team or a Florida team, whatever the case may be. And I'll leave that at that. I don't know.
Hope so.
Let's talk
Her
about
name's
All
Lauren.
Star
I mean,
Weekend real quick.
okay.
What was
So
that, Lauren? I
Buffalo.
cut you off there.
Oh, I said and her name's Lauren, so that's a plus.
Yeah, she owns a junior team in Canada, and I know originally when I was talking to Nick, she was supposed to be a team president down in Florida. So who knows? Maybe that will happen. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But yeah, moving on to All Star Weekend. Tell us all about it. What's going to happen? The reason why I bring up All Star Weekend is because when it comes to the Fed and when it comes to the SP, fans are constantly saying we need an All Star break. We need an All Star Weekend. We need to get these two leagues together to compete. We need All Star this. Well, guess what? All Star Weekend is finally happening, but in the UHL. So I want to hear all about it.
Absolutely. Sounds like a
Yeah,
good time.
so we're very excited. And, from the get go, it wasn't like, oh, should we do it? Like, yeah, like we're doing it. Like, it was on the very first schedules that came out. Like, on the bottom, it said, playoffs and All Star weekend. So we are planning on having skills competitions on Saturday. I
Oh,
think
skills
it's going to
competition
be the
too.
first weekend in May. I don't remember the dates. It's like May 2nd and 3rd or 4th or something like that. But that Saturday, we want to have the skills competition. We want all the teams to, you know, get to showcase their skills. We are trying desperately to make more involvement for the goalies as well, because typically in all star hockey, the goalies, they get recognized and then that's kind of it. So we're trying to figure
Hmm.
out, skills competition where the goalies can shine too. So that's an obstacle that we are working with right now, and I'm kind of excited because I want to see what we come up with for that. Then have a get together where everyone can just relax, chill Saturday night, and then Sunday we'll have an all-star, game, East versus West divisions, and I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Impressive. I'm pretty excited about that. Um, do you kind of have like a list of which skills you guys are going to be doing during the competition? Is like fastest skater, hardest shot, or is it just like what you got?
So definitely fastest skater is going to be one. We are going to have a shot accuracy. I think we're going to have the fastest shot. So I think we decided on those three so far. We're gonna do some that the NHL do. We want it to kind of feel like that while bringing our own individual flair. But we're gonna kind of model it off the NHL one because it works. Obviously, they've
It
been doing
does.
it for so long, and we're semi-pro or minor league. But we can compete with the best of them. The
Yep.
teams in the NHL, maybe the Sabres, not doing so good, but like there's still amazing hockey to be watched in the area. So we're gonna make it as amazing as we can. We're gonna sell like weekend passes so that guests can come and be involved all weekend with everything. as far as
Awesome.
marketing them to make sure it's themed and there's interaction and tons of photo ops and merch and everything like that. The players are all going to get swag bags for all like
Ooh,
being
swag
all-star
bags.
nominees. Yeah, everyone loves a good swag bag.
Everybody
Right.
does.
Right? Maybe we'll get some bench miner shirts in those swag bags for
Oh,
everybody.
snap.
I'm sure it's a
And
We'd
possibility.
swag it up.
I I know a guy,
yeah.
so
And then I think
who
we've
knows, Derek? We might
decided.
have to make our way to Buffalo to stay at that
I
hotel right
know.
there and go
I was
swimming and
thinking
watch some
about it.
skills competitions.
Yeah, come
I was
on
thinking
out.
about it.
And then, yeah, I think the first or second week of April, we're going to have the teams vote on who they should have. Because we want the players to be able to decide who to send. I think that's important for, building a team. Once again, we don't just want the league officials being like, okay, we're going to pick everybody. No, we want more team involvement. We are
Right.
the governing body. We are here to help. We are here to provide structure, which is, in my opinion, very much needed. But, we want you guys to do your own thing within those boundaries.
Right.
100%. So you kind of answered my next question. I was going to ask you, is this do the fans vote the players in? Do the players vote the players in? Could we see a hybrid in the future? Who knows? Maybe.
I would love to see a fan vote. Right now, being new, fans really only know their team. It's
Right.
not yet become where, okay, all the rivals. There's a couple exceptions. For instance, all of our preseason games were against Pittsburgh for proximity reasons. It was inexpensive to go to Pittsburgh to get each other there. Also, we were established, we were ready to go, and the other teams that were kind of sort of close by weren't exactly ready yet. So we played them 4 times in the preseason, and it was a mess as far as on the ice. The teams just went at each other and it was like boom, instant rivalry. So from a PR perspective, great. Like this is gonna go so far.
Yep.
The fans already don't like each other. The teams are already like getting under each other's skin.
Yep.
And so that rivalry formed very fast. So that's good. But other than that, I'm not sure that the fans are gonna, be able to vote on, who on Hudson Valley should go. They probably don't know anybody yet. But down the road, I would like to have at least one or two like fan votes throughout. You can vote for anybody on any team. Like, let's get some fan voted people in here because you know
Mhm.
we have a third line guy, and he's huge, and he is the guy who's just gonna take you out. Oh, you were mean to someone, you're done. Taking care of you. And but he's a fan favorite. Everyone loves him. So is he gonna make the All-Star because of his stats? If it's going on stats, no. But does he have the most penalty minutes of everyone in the league? Probably. People love him.
Mhm.
Like the kids line up. Can I have your broken stick? Can I have this? They love this guy. So in that case, I would love to see somebody like him get voted into the game.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. You love to see, like you said, it builds morale when players vote them in, so that's great. They earn each other's respect. But at the same time, it's nice to have something interactive so fans can also be involved. So I think it would be cool to do a hybrid eventually, but year one is tough. You guys gotta do your own thing, experience, year one, see what works, see what didn't work, and then kind of adjust on the fly next year.
Yeah, we are learning as we go. I think that it's humbling with any type of entrepreneurship, but I feel like you learn so much simply by learning what never to do again. Like, I'm pretty
That's
sure
fair.
I've had over the years a lot of, I wouldn't call them complete fails of entrepreneurships, maybe more like flops. And I still couldn't tell you what to do to start a business, but I could tell you, I could write a book on what not to do. And I feel like in some
Right.
sense that is just as beneficial. So,
It really
when you
is.
coming in, hey, try new things. But hey, just so you know, this doesn't work. 12 out of 12 times, this doesn't work for teams.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Well, we are running a little bit short on time, so we're going to start wrapping this up. Quick an announcement for those that don't know yet. We now have a sponsor, glassbangershockey.com. Check them out. There will be Benchminer merch on there shortly. Use code Benchminer15, save 15% off on your next purchase. It doesn't have to be Benchminer merch. I'm just saying, if you go to their website, they have a ton of cool hoodies and shirts and you name it. Save yourself some money. Use our code Benchminer15, 15%. Sounds like a Geico commercial, kind of, doesn't it?
It was good. It sounded really good. I was waiting for the
Oh,
lizard.
I was going to say, where's the
yeah.
gecko in the
I don't know. I wasn't that prepared.
background?
But seriously, though, big shout out to them for sponsoring this video. They're awesome. Chris has been awesome to deal with. He's going to
Absolutely.
throw some Benchminer merch on the website here shortly, so keep an eye out for that. One quick fan question fan had for you here, Lauren. Is Florida being considered for the future expansion plans?
They're definitely being considered. I would
Are
say
you able to
that
share what cities, possibly?
no,
Don't
not in
get
Florida.
yourself in trouble here. Okay.
No, yeah, I actually haven't heard too much specifics about Florida. I know that Nick Russo is obviously pushing for the South because that's where, he's been running stuff. So I think he has a really good grasp. So if he said any city, I mean, I would really hope for Orlando. And then I hope that they need marketing help. And I hope that they send me all the time. Maybe also Jacksonville would be nice. So we'll
Absolutely.
see. I don't think I
The
get to
Magic
push.
Kingdom is the base of operations.
Yeah. Oh, I think we need a Disneyland team right now. But
It
I
would be
will just
nice.
say, that let's just put it this
Disney
way:
on Ice, baby.
every state is being considered right now, even that big state way up north. So it could be big.
Oh wow.
Well, we talked about lower 48. What about upper 2?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I really appreciate coming on, Lauren. Do you have any final closing remarks for UHL fans, Buffaloes fans, Benchminer followers, or anyone listening to this podcast?
Yeah, I mean, if you are interested in the Union Hockey League and following, which you should be, you should go on Instagram, Facebook, follow the Union Hockey League pages. Specifically, follow the individual teams. Every team has their own flair, their own vibe, and they put out really good content. The pictures are next level. You can see who's getting featured on the local news. And then for Bench Minor, you guys have been posting our schedule each week. I think you've been putting up the scores at the end of the weekend. So I think, just keep following all the channels so that when you're scrolling mindlessly, you get to see the updates. And I will say I do post some good fight videos on the stories of the Buffaloes page. So if you're into that, I got
Oh yeah.
it.
That is true. Western New Yorkers love their fights. So,
Yes,
Oh
they
yeah.
do.
We like blood blast. We like the blood blast.
bloodbath.
Blood
What's a bloodbath?
blast. Whatever. It's a cross. It's a hybrid.
Oh man,
Right.
okay. Go on Live Barn and watch the Buffaloes Toledo Mobsters game that we just played Saturday. It was fight after fight. I think there was 3 different fights on the ice same time in
Oh,
one. It was
I'll look that
insane.
up
That's
for
what's
It
up.
sure.
was the Mobsters' first game, and they came out to play. I mean, we smoked them, but I guess they came out to fight.
Yeah, emotions were high. Emotions were high.
Yeah, so it's
Everyone loves a
good.
little entertainment. So,
100%. Little hockey. Little hawks.
I will
I
say
don't
I've
know
been
about that
following the
whole little.
Buffaloes the longest, but I do like the Sun Prairie logo. That's pretty cool. And I will say Toledo Mobsters, they're like their social media team with their AI is pretty cool.
Yes. So I will say, from a business standpoint, the Toledo team came in. They were like, "Hey, league, we're ready." We're like, "Well, it's kind of late in the season." They're like, "No, we're fully funded. We have the business. We have the staff. We have the roster. Here you go." And we were like, "Oh." So I'm gonna say all they need to do is brush up on the hockey skills, and that would be great because they're knocking it out of the
Shots
park business.
fired. Now you
Yeah,
just gave them some fuel for the next time they play Buffalo.
I know my team's gonna be like, "Why did you do that? They already fought us so much," and I'm like,
Oh
"Hey
goodness,
guys."
it's all in good fun though. We like to
Yeah.
see each team in the league, do well. Obviously, this is our first game. It was a rough go, but big shout out Toledo. Your guys' AI pictures are awesome.
Oh, they're really cool. I guess it's one of the players too that does those designs. And just
I
to touch
told you
upon
in
Sun
this at this
Prairie.
level, you got to wear many hats. You play on Sundays, you post on Thursdays. Apparently,
Yeah, and then the Sun Prairie is killing it with their fans. They're getting 500 plus fans at their game. It's a little tiny town. They were just dying for something to do. And so everyone jumped on
Yep.
board. They've been selling out their merch like crazy. I talked to the owner the other day. I was like, "Hey, it's small town. I grew up in a teeny tiny town in Massachusetts. I know what that like small town culture is." I said, "Go to a local farmer who makes honey." I said, "Ask them if you can put a Killer Bees logo on it." Said, "Have it right there." I said, "Your small town, you support your small local businesses and go for it." And he was like, "Oh my God, that's brilliant. So I want to see some Killer Bees honey soon."
I will buy some Killer Bee honey and
So
have it
I'll get that.
imported.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, I'm
Ship
ready
it to
for it.
me. But on a serious note, though, Lauren, really appreciate you coming on, being the first UHL guest, being a trailblazer in hockey for the other women. Come on, girls, come on over. Hockey's for everyone. Derek, you got any closing remarks here?
Idaho Ice Potatoes. There you go.
I was waiting for it. I knew
fun,
I knew you would come in
fun.
strong with something.
It's beautiful. It's
I
just a
knew you wouldn't leave
frozen
me hanging.
potato on a couch or something.
That's solid, Derek. That's solid.
There you go.
Run with
I let it. I brewed it up, and it came. It delivered. It delivered here.
it. It
But
did.
I
no
see, because
closing
like I'm
remarks. Only
I'm
thing
a
I got to
sucker.
say
Go ahead.
is, only thing I got to say is, don't forget to check that website. Use the Benchminer code, and it was awesome having Lauren on here and learn about a little bit about the UHL. Can't wait to see where it takes us here.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
thanks so much for having me. This was great. I'll come back anytime. I can send the team captains over to talk to you guys. You let me know who you want, and
All
I
right.
will try to get in here for you.
Awesome.
Alrighty, sounds good, Lauren. Thank you.
All right, thank you.